It's in the air, good shot, it's way over the top, going down to the fence. Quite a hard outfield, Atherton's chasing it. Will they come back to the third? Well, that's what we've come to expect of these two openers. That's the first big hit. New Zealand 6 without loss. So 6 without loss. One lusty shot down the ground so far. Got him! Oh, he's dropped him! Well, he hit the outside edge, and that's gone in the air. Slightly at the right-hand side of Thorpe. Really should have been taken. That's an unfortunate start for England in terms of catches.
Yeah, good ball this. He just caught the batsman in two minds. He's first of all going to play defensive, and then he just pushed at it at the last minute. Just pushed a little bit there. That got it to carry to slip, and down it went.
Spearman on strike. Got him, dropped him again. I can't believe this. What is going on there, Fiery? Another one to slip, another one down. England are making it tough for themselves. They've got to get a wicket here quickly.
Well, that was an absolute cuckoo, wasn't it? It's a little drive, it just lollipopped to first slip. He could have caught it with one hand. That's the sort of thing that you're looking for as an opening bowler. Batsman trying to score off you when the ball's swinging.
Got him, beautifully taken, caught and bowled, a magnificent catch. That was very, very well taken. It was hit back to him very firmly, and Dominic Cork has struck for England.
Well, there's the wicket that he's got to have. I didn't think it was such a good shot, really. He never went through with it, got caught in two minds. In the end, it finished up a little bit of a firm push. He was going to drive it, then he just pushed it with it in the end. It didn't go back that quick. It's still a good catch, because when you're following through as a bowler, you catch it one-handed. It's a pretty good performance. So caught and ball caught. Craig Spearman out for 5. New Zealand 12 for 1.
Stephen Fleming, stylish left-hand batsman, is the new batsman. And those are his figures. Hasn't scored 100 yet. 8 half centuries though. Oh, good shot, straight down the ground for 4. What a great start for Fleming. Simply leaning into that one, playing dead straight as Jeff Boycott has suggested he should do. And what's more, he timed it well.
Now this is a top shot. Lovely follow through. Crisply hit, didn't try to hit it too hard, just played a perfect straight drive.
Down the wicket he goes, that's 6, that's a magnificent shot, all the way into the crowd. Watch that white ball fly. Have a look at the 6s amongst the crowd. That's gone back 20 rows.
Yeah, he caught Peter Martin unprepared for that. It was a surprise. Very nimble and quick on his feet.
It's a good-looking shot. Chase for Thorpe, that's beaten him. 4 runs.
A high percentage of Nathan Astle's runs are likely to come in boundaries. We've already seen him dispatch one over the boundary for 6.
It's a lovely shot through the offside. Craig White's chasing, but he won't get anywhere near it. That's beaten him to the fence by 20 metres.
If you give Nathan Astle any room, anything that's short or wide or too full, he's going to be a very punishing player and take advantage of that.
It's a lovely shot. Over square leg, 4 runs, too short from Goff.
Well, Nathan Astle again has improvised here. Okay, the ball just might have been just a little bit short of a length, but not a lot of foot movement by Nathan Astle here, and really he's just flicked it.
That's through the offside for 4. Illingworth can't stop the sting of runs. It's gone fine, and it'll be 4 runs. 64 for 1 of 15 overs.
Darren Goff again, right arm over the wicket. He's whacked that one, that could be 6, it's over the top again, you beauty, lovely straight hit down the ground. Ian Smith's out of his seat, lovely shot.
Well, it's brilliant stuff, Tony. The New Zealanders have really set this World Cup alight.
It's well pitched up, you don't pitch him up to him, he smashed that one away. This is a quick outfield, Atherton won't get there, it's 4. New Zealand are playing beautifully, they've settled into this World Cup and they're on their way.
Well, as he's chasing this, Mike Atherton, he's probably thinking, yes, Graham Thorpe, you let me down with those 2 drop catches. Nathan Astle was one of them, that was his 50, and what a magnificent way to bring it up. The timing is superb. Slowish pitch. That's his 3rd 50 in one-day international cricket.
And that's the bottom edge, and it's going away down to the fence for 4. I think it was off the bottom edge. It's gone all the way to the fence. We'll keep an eye on the umpire here. Yes, it's 4.
Just a little groan from Jack Russell, the wicketkeeper, as this goes past him. I think he thought he was in for a chance there. Well, we nick on something there.
Oh, well bowled. So, that's the first indication of quite a lot of turn. This will go to the fence. 4 byes, I reckon. Did it flick the pad? No. All the way through, 4 byes. Now, New Zealand will be interested in this. This ball did turn.
It's a good sign for later in the day. And Jack Russell, he's been caught unaware here as well. Catch it!
In the air. Oh, I don't believe it. This is unbelievable, England. The captain this time has dropped the lollipop.
Well, if there's any finger pointing to be done later in the day, then Michael Atherton's going to have to point one back at himself, and this one should have been taken, Tony. It's an orthodox catch to short mid-wicket.
That's in the air. This could be out. Will he catch it? Won't he catch it? He's got him. Yes, they've caught one. A minor miracle. They've put 3 down, and Thorpe is the man who's scored it. Having dropped 2, Thorpe has caught one at last. So that'll relieve the pressure for England. New Zealand have lost their 2nd wicket.
There'll be no happier man on the ground than Graham Thorpe to hold on to one finally. Gone very wide again, Graham Hick. A sweep shot again, but this time he didn't roll a wrist, didn't get over it, lifted it down to Thorpe. Very comfortable catch in the end. I'm sure there was a few butterflies as it came down, but he took it safely. Fleming has gone for 28. New Zealand 108 for 2.
Twose, the left-hander, is the new batsman. He's got a strike rate of 67.81 runs per 100 balls. He hasn't made a century yet. That's his average, and he's played in 3 matches so far. And he's out there because of this catch. Watch his hands here. I reckon he was very tense out in the deep. It was Thorpe. The ball comes down. You watch him take this one. Got him. Oh, that was a relief.
Nicely played by Astle once again. Oh, he's dived over the top of it, and that'll go out to the fence for 4. Well, he gave it the Harbour Bridge, didn't he? Clean over the top. It's in the air. Thorpe waits, and he gets it. So that's the end of Roger Twose. England have another one.
Well, I think this was a mistake in thinking. He'd made up his mind to sweep wherever the ball was pitched. And in the end, it was a pretty simple catch, made look a bit awkward by Graham Thorpe. 17 for 2s, New Zealand 141 for 3.
New man in for New Zealand is Chris Cairns.
Well, from a match perspective, this may be the key point. This man here, Chris Cairns, if he gets going and can get in and get started, he's a very strong, powerful hitter of the cricket ball.
That's a big hit. Straight back over the bowler's head. That's another 6. Magnificent cricket stroke.
Well, it hasn't taken that long for Chris Cairns to get into the action. He's struggling with a calf injury. He didn't show any signs of this. Look at the movement of the feet. We've seen Graham Hick before. down the wicket, a little shuffle, and straight down the ground. Magnificent shot over mid-off.
He's picked that up over mid-wicket. Chase for Thorpe, he's not going to get there. 164 for 3.
Correct by Cairns. That'll go all the way. 4 more. Bang. 1 bounce, 4 more.
Super shot was that.
And he's got himself out. Cairns goes. Pretty soft dismissal, really. And New Zealand lose their 4th wicket. Cairns goes for 36, New Zealand 196 for 4. Chris Harris, the new batsman for New Zealand, with the loss of Chris Cairns, so another Canterbury player coming in. Chris Harris, such a big part of New Zealand's effort at the last World Cup. After 3 overs for 25. And one of the players to get into him is still there, Nathan Astle, who's on 99. There it is, the first century of the World Cup for Nathan Astle. Beautifully played by Harris. Should be cut off. No, it won't, in fact. That's a boundary for Chris Harris. Beautifully timed. And up comes the 200. Astle charging, and he's gone. So another New Zealander goes, and Astle's long innings is over. And he's gone for 101. It's now 204 for 5. Shane Thompson, the new batsman for New Zealand, out there with the dismissal of Nathan Astle. And Shane Thompson, an experienced player and a handy man to have coming in at this stage of the innings. He can give it a good hit.
So just 2 dot balls at this over so far. This is the last ball of the over. And nicely placed. Fairbrother after it. Back they come for the second. This will be close. Has he got him? Yes, I think he has. He's having a look at it. This is a replay. The Sri Lankan umpire out there calling for the replay. I think that must have been very close. It was a good throw right over the bails, dragged down onto the stumps. Was he home or not? Let's have a look.
And it was certainly a big dive by Chris Harris to try and make his ground. He just pushed the ball onto the onside there, into mid-wickets. Certainly get an easy single. And as he goes for the second, it's a very good return. Did he make it? Well, I'd say he's home. Well, despairing dive. It's a good one, I think.
Said like a good New Zealander this. I want to see this again. Hang on, let's have a look. I think he might be gone. I think that's out. It's all over. What a good throw that was. Right over the bails. And he's out by 1.5 inches. The New Zealand captain, Lee Jamon, he's out there now. The big question is, can he play a captain's knock? Good striker of the ball. And that's exactly what's required. 212 for 6. And that says it all. Yep. Off the inside edge and over the top of the outstretched left hand. This England side will not be very proud of their performance in the field. That one's just cut off. It's nicely cut off by the boot of Thorpe down on the boundary. But really, they shouldn't have got one.
Just talking about the fielding, yes, it has been a real mixed bag by them today, but the question is whether they've done enough with the ball, particularly that man, Richard Illingworth, bowled beautifully for England today. And the man there just close, or inside the circle there at fine leg. Well, he's gone right over the top of it, really. And so the man at deep backward square on the boundary didn't have a chance of cutting that off.
Well, he's got that one in the air, but it's going into the gap. Won't reach the fence, bouncing away for 4. That is well placed. decided to get underneath it, and he had to hit it right in between the two fieldsmen. So that 4 takes the score on to 227. Outside off stump, and he's picked him up. I thought he took that on the half volley. Atherton's claiming the catch. Well, interesting one. My immediate reaction there was half volley. Don't believe Atherton would ever throw it up if it didn't hit the ground. The batsman, well, Atherton having a little go at the batsman there, and vice versa. He's got every right to ask the umpires what they think. Let's have a look. Now, this will be very interesting. Saying not out. The England players are protesting. Here it goes, in the air. Watch it. Well, it may just have carried. In fact, very often batsmen get given the benefit of the doubt here. I think that was probably out. No doubt as far as Atherton was concerned. It was very low, though. The umpires really had no option. Full toss in the air, got him. That's it. Oh, he's dropped it. I can't believe it. England's fielding has been atrocious. Their catching has been worse.
Well, it must be catch number 4 that's definitely gone down that I've noticed. Maybe even a little more than that. Full pitch delivery. Try to get up in the block hole.
So 239 for 6 with 1 ball to go.
6 or 4, Tony?
6.
2. I'll tell you what, the batsman, Thompson, he's going to have a real fling at it, that's for sure. Got to get bat on ball.
That is well bowled, a slower delivery, held back by Goff, and that was very well bowled. So that's the end of the innings, and the New Zealand as well, they'll be just a little bit disappointed that they didn't kick on to 260 odd. But having said that, I think at the start of the match, if you'd have said to New Zealand 240 odd, would you settle for that? I think they probably would have done.
Straight away, England underway, off the hip, down to fine leg, and Nash into play. So that brings Alex Stewart, the more aggressive of the 2 openers, onto strike. And what can we expect then, Jeff, from an English point of view? We saw the New Zealand approach, which was very much an all-out aggressive approach with the 2 players, Astle and Spearman. Stewart the dasher and Atherton the pace.
Yeah, usually Alex Stewart is the one that looks to get after the bowling. He stays on the back foot a lot, actually.
Well, there's that outswing you're talking about from Danny Morrison. That's his trademark, getting the ball to leave the right-hander. He's bowled him. He's gone under Mike Atherton's bat, and he's hit leg stump. So the perfect breakthrough for New Zealand. The Yorker, the perfect Yorker from Dion Nash. And Atherton stands out in the middle. I'm not sure what's going on here myself, Jeff, but it looks as if he was bowled to me leg stump. Well, he has gone out. We've had the reason why he is staying out there. Of course, he's going to have to run for Graham Hick. We talked about that earlier in the over. But Michael Atherton is gone. Magnificent Yorker from Dion Nash, and England are 1 for 1. That's a better shot. Brilliant piece of fielding at point. Gavin Larson, he's the oldest on the side, Jeff. That's not a bad standard from the old boy.
No, he's not afraid to get his trousers dirty. I think we're going to wave that by in my day. 4 runs. Lovely stop. Left hand.
It's a beautiful shot from Hick. Eased it through the covers, and that'll run away. Will it for the first boundary of the innings? Yes, it does.
Well, it's a good shot, but I still think he's right, Danny Morrison, to pitch the ball up. He obviously won't want to get driven for 4s, but he's better pitching it up, hoping the ball swings and giving the slipper wicketkeeper a chance.
Look at their full card and see what's to follow. It's Graham Thorpe, who had a fine summer in Australia a couple of years back. Top player, Neil Fairbrother, tremendous one-day exponent. Jack Russell listed there to come at 6. It's a beautiful shot from Alex Stewart onto the front foot through the covers. Big chase, but it will be in vain.
Well, Alex Stewart's been struggling to find his touch, and here this is him at his best. Lovely fluent off drive, effortless.
That's well played. Beautiful shot through the covers. Don't bother running for that. Right off the middle of the bat, right into the gap, and 4 all the way.
I don't think you can afford to bowl half volleys out there. You've really got to get the ball into the track and get the ball to stand up and bounce a little bit. But if you're going to bowl in that sort of area, really the batsman can just follow through and lean into it. And of course this outfield has quickened up considerably from 9 o'clock this morning. So it's not necessarily a good delivery. Wonderful shot though.
Got quite a tidy, relaxed action, Cairns. That's a good shot. Magnificently played by Hick. That's the one he loves. Just short outside off stump, and he smashed it away.
Just gave Graham Hick too much room there. And Graham Hick just had enough time to really play it from the crease. Just a bit short of a length, a bit wide, and certainly nicely played. But Chris Cairns tends to use a change of pace a lot. He came out here just prior to Christmas on the tour of India and really developed the off-cutter.
Well, he's got that away very well. That was short, and he's hit it for 4. Well, Hick is beginning to turn it on. He plays that pull shot and the cut shot very well. That was a little bit short, and he really did dispatch it well. Right off the meat of the bat for 4 down to square leg.
Yes, that looked to be the slower ball again from Chris Cairns. The off-cutter, or the off-break, really. And he just dragged it down just a little bit too short, and really Graham Hick was able to swing through.
Oh, he's hit that one over the top. Hick's beginning to look dangerous despite his problems.
Well, he didn't quite middle that one. He's going to just pull up inside the boundary. Danny Morrison chasing it, but they'll come back for 3.
New Zealand fielding has been very good. The throwing not always accurate.
Oh, that's a nice shot. Larson dropping short and swung away beautifully by Hick for another boundary.
Graham Hick will always go on to something that's pitched short. He's a very confident player, particularly in one-day cricket against the short pitch ball. And that's his favourite area, mid-wicket. Weight first onto the front foot, then he rocks back and just lifts it over the infield.
Just away from the player and down to the fence for 4 runs. Struck it beautifully. A good attempt by the man at Wideman off Astle. And 4 runs. 71 for 1.
And it was really when Cairns was dismissed that the New Zealand innings went off the rails.
Over the top goes Hick. His fieldsman coming round, but no chance. Beautifully struck, and the 4 runs.
The key to this fabulous off drive is the width that the off spinner has bowled. If you see there, it's well outside off stump. It gives Hick the freedom to swing those arms through the ball.
Yes, Chris Harris, 16 wickets back in 1992 at an average of 21.37. And has he got another one here? A caught and bowled? Yes, he has. The New Zealanders celebrate. Alex Stewart stands there. Another deliberation between the 2 umpires. They come together. The question here, has it carried back to the bowler? Harris is confident. And Stewart stands his ground.
Well, I thought it looked out to me. That's the impression I got. Yeah, he's giving him out. The man at square leg or stood at point, the umpire said yes, it carried. I think that was right. Nothing wrong with standing, but he just played through it. I said before, a lot of the balls just don't quite come onto you, and it needed a wicket like that where the batsman gets himself out to get New Zealand back into the game. Very good innings by Alex Stewart at 34, England 100 for 2.
Graham Thorpe, the new batsman for England. He's gone down to the non-strikers end. That was the final ball of Chris Harris's over. to the feet by Thorpe. Balloons away on the offside. Off the pad, 30 overs gone, 122 for 2. He's bowled him. He's gone straight through Gavin Larson. We said he'd bowl straight, and he's gone through Graham Thorpe, and the breakthrough New Zealand dearly wanted.
Well, I don't think it bounced too high, the ball, but I don't think he'd be too pleased with the shot either. He looked to be walking into it and working it through mid-wicket. The ball pitching on and seaming away. There it is, hitting off stump. He's working all the way around it, just walking into it. A little bit of a struggle for Graham Thorpe.
Neil Fear brother is the new batsman for England.
New Zealand fielding in general terms has been pretty alert. It's been very good today.
It's a magnificent shot again from Graham Hick. I mean, nonchalantly played away. Getting quite hard to pick that ball up out there. It's going off colour a little bit. And that was a lovely flick of the wrists. And it was 4 from the minute it hit the bat.
That's one of the few times that Chris Harris has really drifted down the leg side, and in a full pitch delivery, Graham Hick was able to help it on its way.
Well, that's well fielded, and this caused a mix-up. This could be close. This will be out. He's got him. That's all over. The run out. Oh, give him out. Go on. I reckon that was out by miles. I can't understand why that requires a run out.
Well, let's have a good look at it here, Tony, because this result is so crucial to both sides, because it's going to be Graham Hick that will be run out. Michael Atherton hasn't made his ground, and there's the return. Is he short? He looks to be well short, Tony. I think your call is absolutely right. That's a good one for New Zealand.
Yes, he's out by about a metre there, a long way back. What a dreadful mix-up. So Hick has to make his way back to the pavilion with Atherton. That is the end of that. Very, very disappointing from England's point of view. 85 of 101 balls outrun out in England, 144 for 4. So there's little Jack Russell. 32 matches in all, average of 20.82, and he's a fighter, especially when the going gets tough.
Very unorthodox player.
It's in the air. He should be out, and he is. Another big wicket for New Zealand as Gavin Larson strikes in his last over, and England lose their 5th.
England making life very difficult for themselves once again. The 5th wicket goes down. Jack Russell trying to hit the ball over the top. Unorthodox in method. This time it doesn't work. Too much bottom hand in the stroke. The ball goes high in the air. Simple catch. And England are now in trouble.
Johnny Morrison took the catch for New Zealand. Jack Russell didn't last long today, out for 2. It's 151 for 5. And the new man is Craig White. He comes in at the fall of the wicket of Jack Russell. There are the stats for Craig White. And he really comes in at a very vital stage, Bob.
It's always a pressure situation.
England took 7 runs off the previous over, which was getting up to something what they need. Chris Harris again. White goes after this. He's hit it beautifully. That's over the top. 6 runs. Tremendous shot from Craig White.
Beautiful clean hit from Craig White. He has opened the batting for England in one-day internationals. He opens his shoulders there against the medium pacer, and that's gone 20 rows back. Because of the lack of runs from the over, White's going to have a dip here. 2 men out on the leg side boundary. That's going to be the favourite area for White. There's another one out at long on. Just 2 men inside the circle. Only 5 men allowed on the leg side.
Goes after it. He's hit it very high. Cairns is waiting for it, and Cairns has it. Whitehole's out, and England lose their 6th wicket.
All credit to Shane Thompson. He's created the pressure by tying Fairbrother down, and when White came on to strike, he had to have a go, and it very nearly carried for 6. But good bowling. Cairns about 8 metres in from the rope, and he makes no mistake. White's gone. England 180 for 6.
Dominic Cork is the new man in for England. It was the end of the 43rd over, and he will immediately be on strike. The batsman changed with the ball in the air. It was a pretty big hit by White. He really went after it. It was the last ball of the over, and Chris Cairns had a long time to wait. He looked secure, took it well, and there's the reaction. Oh, that's a handy shot. That's going for 4. Very difficult to protect that part of the ground, and Fairbrother takes 4.
Danny Morrison will have to be philosophical about that. That's what happens. Perfectly intentional shot from Fairbrother. He moved outside leg stump, got Morrison to pitch the ball outside his off stump, and then that little flick through the slip area. There's no chance of third man cutting that off.
Strikes a big blow. Fairbrother's out, and further trouble for England.
The bowling change working for New Zealand. Lee Jamon calling on his most experienced bowler, Danny Morrison, and Morrison's done the trick. He's dismissed Fairbrother, and he's dismissed him very emphatically. The off stump goes back. Fairbrother's on his way. England 185 for 7.
New man out there for England is Darren Goff at 185 for 7, coming towards the end of over number 44. Oh, he's had a go at that one. It's going down the ground. This is all the way. This is going to be a 6. Just what the doctor ordered. Way over the top of long on. Nicely struck down the ground.
Well, that's all it needs from England's point of view, is just get a couple of those in the bag, and that was certainly beautifully struck. And Cork using his feet nicely and getting down to the pitch of the ball, and right over long on. It's probably gone about 10 rows back, and if he can hit another couple of those, then that game changes.
Running around all over the crease, and that's through the field for 4. Beautiful strike. Wandering around the crease, decided that to go, and have a look at that. There's some determination in those eyes.
Yes, well, Dominic Cork is certainly pumped up here. Just gave himself a bit of room and just moved outside the leg stump and really hit the ball on the up.
I've got a feeling it's all or nothing here. Oh, he's got him. Yes, he's nicked it. That's the end of that. That's a big wicket for the New Zealanders. And have a look at them. They are going berserk out there. A little faint nick, went screaming through to the captain, and no mistake was made.
Yes, well, it's well bowled by Dion Nash, and it's a good comeback too after being no balled. It was a marginal call as well, might I say. And he's come back and got a very valuable wicket here of Dominic Cork. Cork again looking to give himself a bit of room from the leg side to go through the offside, found the outside edge and leads him on. The captain, he's jubilant. Dion Nash, he's just as excited. So am I, Tony, to say the least. And New Zealand deserve to have England 210 for 8.
He's hit that in the air. It's going down the ground. It won't quite get there. It's got to be out. He's got him. Yes, he's hit it down the ground to mid-off. That may just have carried the fence, but there was a fielder in the way. Such a fine line between being a hero and a villain.
Well, Chris Cairns certainly is the hero for New Zealand, and so is Dion Nash as Peter Martin goes trying to hit the ball to the boundary, and that's what he had to do really. He had to take the risk because ones and twos were not quite enough for England. They had to get the odd boundary. Struck it quite well. Cairns did well, moved nicely to his left there and takes a well-judged catch. So that makes England 9 wickets down for 222.
So Richard Illingworth is in the hot seat now. He's the new batsman, the number 11 for England.
Rock has to go for this, head up, and he's going to get one. He might even consider a second, but not really for Cairns, not worth it. And so the last ball of the match will be bowled by Danny Morrison, and England at the moment a 12 runs short of victory. So New Zealand will take the points here in a minute bad. Last ball of the match. Illingworth has a big heave, and it goes through to the keeper, and New Zealand have won the opening match of the Wills World Cup for 1996. Excellent performance by the New Zealanders, who scored 239 for 6. England came up short and